All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Friday. We're going to be shipping out some orders live. We got quite a few going out today. We had such a slow week in sales. This entire week has been slow, slow, slow. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, it just took off like crazy. So, actually, this morning, too, I think we've sold 3 or 4 of the items you're going to see today already this morning. So, good sign for today. Hopefully, people are still shopping. Just on the Bay alone, shipping out $780 in sales, so really, really good. And then we have a couple Posh. I think Posh is the only other platform we made sales on. Looks like 4 orders on Posh. So nice little day in sales. Hopefully you guys are seeing the same results. 18 orders going out today. So hang out, see what's sold. Should be a decently long shipping live. Usually we don't have long shipping lives on Friday, but I'll take it. I will take it. This weekend too, make sure you bookmark all shows. As you can see, all shows are being built behind me. So make sure you come out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Today's show is going to be like really, really good. Really good stuff in today's show. What's up, Juliet? What's up, Kathy? Welcome in. Appreciate you guys hopping in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We're just going to hang out, ship out some orders, and answer your questions. So let me set up my screen really quick because I didn't get a chance to set it up. I just hopped on live. Probably should remember to do this, but I never do. Let me log into Shippo too because I'm going to be using that a little bit later while everybody's hopping in. Okay, that one's all logged in. And let me go to my analytics. How much are you listing per day? How much are you selling per day? We're listing 20 items per day. Usually we list 20 items per day Monday through Thursday, but this week I took Monday off completely. I didn't do any listings, so I'm going to list 20 items today. And then usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday we list 10 per day because we're focusing on doing live selling and taking the weekend off. So this week's a little bit different, but yeah, 20 items usually Monday through Thursday, and then 10 items the rest of the week. We usually try to list heavy and have some extras in our draft banks. That way we can do that on the weekend and still get some order or some listings up. What's up, Jeff? Welcome in. What's up, Midwest? What's up, Joey? Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys hopping on in. All right, let's get started. First item is an item I just listed yesterday, and it sold super fast. This is a men's poncho shirt. Now we did get these in new with tags. This was in one of my bins to be listed from the move. Found this in one of the bottom of the bins. We found this one and we found a brand new with tag one. This one was new with tags, but there was a small spot right here on the front. So I decided to rip the tags off and wash it to get that little spot off. The spot still shows, but it's very, very faint. So I made sure to put that in my description, and it sold still in one day for $34. So just because poncho shirts have stains and flaws, I wouldn't pass on them at thrift stores. They're still worth picking up because the brand's just super hot. So people still pick these up. They're fishing shirts too, so most likely this person's gonna go fishing in it. They don't really mind that it has a little tiny little spot on the front. But quick sale, one day listed it actually last night at probably around 10:30. So this was listed for like 12 hours and it sold. So nice little sale. In and out the door. I think I paid up for these. I paid around $30 a unit for these. Brand new with tags. Unfortunately, this is one of the only ones that had a flaw on it. That's why it was sitting in the bin to be listed. I just threw it in the bin and was like, I'll wash it one day. I'll get it listed, and finally did. What brand missed it? Poncho. Like a poncho that you throw on. Fishing shirt. Poncho. Poncho. Great brand to look out for. Can you grab me that clear bucket that's by the front door? I left it by the front door. The one that was out there yesterday. All right, next up, another good brand. The brand is 32 Bar Blues. Anytime I find these at thrift stores, I usually pick them up. They kind of remind me of, they might be made by the same brand as Carbon to Cobalt because they look very, very similar to Carbon to Cobalt. This one sold for 28 bucks. It's just a plain burgundy, nothing crazy about this. 100% cotton, sold for 28 bucks. This one was listed for only 21 days. Gracias. All right, that one's gonna go in here. When you list on Nifty, do you fill out the theme section? No, I don't fill out any. The only thing I fill out on Nifty when I'm doing my listings, I go back and make sure my title's good. I make sure all the item specifics are good, like size and all that. And then I make sure my measurements are good in my description, and that's pretty much it. I don't go and fill out any other extra details because I wouldn't have filled them out anyway if I was just listing right on eBay or listing on the other platforms. Next up, this item I just wanted to get rid of. This has been listed for a little bit. These are a pair of Adriano Goldschmied men's pants. I got these in a bulk buy. I really didn't want to buy them in the bulk buy, but sometimes in bulk buys you just have to buy whatever the person brings you. These are a pair of just men's khaki pants. AG has kind of fell off a little bit, unless you can pick up the blue jeans for really cheap and sell them for like 25 to 30. Those are about the only things I pick up. I had these listed for $24.99. Zero action. I got a $13 offer on these and just like, all right, I'm just going to get rid of these. I'm not going to make much money on them. So don't pick up the khaki pants. Again, blue jeans in this brand will still sell for men's. I don't pick up any pants usually. So this is you know, you get stuck when you do a bulk buy, you get stuck with a couple pieces that you really don't want. And I should have just listed these at like 15 and blew them out when I first got them. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Danny's in the house. What's up, Nancy? Welcome in. And one more Posh order going out. Good piece right here. I already got a live restriction. Good piece right here. This is a Protege. It's like a Kuji style sweater. You can see that tag right there. Kuji style sweater. Anything like this doesn't have to be Kuji. Just has to be like the Kuji style. Will still sell, and they'll sell for good money. This is a men's 3X. This was listed for 7 days, and it sold for 35 bucks. If you saw my post on Facebook, I think I grabbed 3 of these for $5 each at the thrift store. So nice little find. Do you create keywords list in the description section? Nifty does for me. So when I do my listings parish, Nifty does all the listing, all the description for me, and it adds a bunch of the keywords, a bunch more than I usually would add if I was doing it myself. That's all done by Nifty. AG pants are apparently a favorite for short people. Yes. Oh yeah, the inseams are always super short on AG jeans. They're always like 27, 25, like ridiculous. But yeah, I get that all the time too, whenever I pick them up. Do you push back on offers you receive the same day you list something? Yeah, I actually I have Nifty set up to send out 10% on offers. Even if I just list something, I have a 10% on offer sent out. And I will take offers. If I just list something, let's say I list something for 50 bucks and somebody comes in and offers me 40 on it and I paid $8 for it, I'll accept that $40 offer. I could sit on it and wait for 50, but to be honest, I'd rather just move that item. Like that poncho shirt, listed it and it sold within 1 day for 36 bucks. I'll take the 1 day sale instead of waiting to get that extra $4 so I can use that money again in my business. If it's like a super low ball offer now, it's a completely different story. If I have something listed for 50 and somebody comes in and offers me 22 for it, then I'm probably going to counter their offer because they're way off my original price. But if they're pretty close to my original price, I'll just take their offer. What's up, Bobby? Welcome in. All right, all the rest are eBay sales. Every single order from here on out is eBay. So let's go ahead and ship these out. We will start with something else I just listed yesterday. These are Polo Ralph Lauren men's Andrew pants. There's nothing crazy about these, but these are vintage. Older Polo Ralph Lauren pants are flying right now. It's like, I guess it's back in style. These were listed for 1 day, sold for $24.99. They're not anything special. They're just a normal pair of khaki pants, but they're pleated and they're cuffed at the bottom. I guess that old grandpa style is back in play again. So if you find these at the thrift store, usually I try to grab these for like $4 to $5 if I can find them. And then I list them for, 24, sometimes upwards, or 25, upwards to 30, depending on the size. How do you list AG jeans that do not measure the same as a tag? I put the inseam measurement in the title. So if the inseam, let's say the pants have like an inseam measurement on the inside of the tag, like let's say it's 32.32 and they measure 32.29. I'm going to put 32.29 in the title because that's actually what they measure. And then in the description, I'm going to put the measurements again, and in the photos, I'm going to put the measurements. So if they do look at the tag and they're like, it says 32.32, they have multiple ways to see that this is not a pair of 32.32s or 32.29s. Sales have been good for the last 3 days. Now nothing for the past 2 days. Opposite for me, Scott. So I don't think it's anything you're doing wrong. For me, it's been the last couple days it's been slow, and then now we're back in play. So I don't know what's going on. Sales have been all over the place. Yes, I know. Kayla said you're coming to help on Friday. Erica will be here. We'll need all the help we can get because it's going to get crazy for that Black Friday. If you guys I haven't set up the show for... Somebody's calling me. I haven't set up the show for the Friday afternoon. I'm going to do that probably today. It's going to be all North Face, all Patagonia. We're going to run that show, and then we're going to end that show, ship that show same day, and then we're going to rack up the night show, which is probably going to start around 7. So my hopes is to do that 12 p.m. show, run it till about 1:30, and then from there ship that entire show out, be done about 3:30 shipping, and then start racking up the next show. So we'll have like 3.5 hours to rack the next show. So we should be able to get it all done. And then we're going to take the weekend off after that because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, should be fun. Yeah, all AG jeans measure several. I get it. Yeah. Always take your measurements. Always put your measurements either in your photos or in description so your buyer knows exactly what they're getting. So that way you don't get a return. Because that's the one thing you don't want is a return. All right, those are shipping out. I got to switch over my printer really quick. Hold on. There we go. This whole quarter zip, I think, is actually helping with the big uptick in these more preppy clothes. Yeah, I think it is too. It's weird. Why is quarter zips coming back in style? I thought quarter zips were always like mainstream like items, right? I didn't know they were out of style. Doesn't everybody wear quarter zips? I thought so. I saw your post, keywords are king, with Nifty's AI generator, and decided to post a few items using AI. My item sold same day. Has to be the keywords. I agree 100%. I don't like saying this because I feel like everybody thinks I'm just trying to sell you on Nifty. But to be honest, when it comes to sales, the items that are selling in my inventory system are all items that were created by Nifty and after. Like everything before, I sell maybe one or two of those items a week. And the only thing I can think is the AI generator is putting all those keywords in the description for me that I normally wouldn't have put in. So it adds to eBay search. So if you don't know, eBay search doesn't just pull from title. It doesn't just pull from item specifics. It also pulls from your description. So if you add a bunch of keywords in the bottom, you're going to get people searching for those keywords, and your item will be pulled up when they look for your items. So I think so too. I 100% think so. If you haven't tried Nifty, try it. Just try it for 7 days for free. I have a link in my bio. If anybody wants the link, just ask for it. I'll drop it in the chat. But just try it 7 days, and you'll see a big difference. How do you suggest creating a sale for Black Friday? Would Nifty do that? Nifty doesn't do anything with sales. It doesn't do anything with shipping. So no, it wouldn't have anything to do with that. You're going to create a sale in eBay itself. You go into your, what is it called again? Hold on. You go into your marketing, and you're going to create, or advertising, you're going to create a discount through your advertising. If you don't have a store subscription, unfortunately, you can't create a sale. So you have to have some kind of store subscription to be able to create that sale. That's what I would do. Or you can just start dropping prices manually if you want to just try to get some items to sell. Are you gonna source anywhere for Black Friday? No, we're gonna be selling all day, so I'm not gonna be sourcing at all. Maybe online and a little bit in the morning, but to be honest, I don't really know of anywhere that's doing some crazy sales. I think if you're going to source for Black Friday, you should go before Black Friday because almost all stores are doing Black Friday sales like Monday next week. It's like it's not what it used to be. You don't wait for the doorbusters. You go before and shop. So, like if you were going to go to an outlet store, almost all the outlet stores start their sales on Tuesday. So instead of going on Friday, just go on Tuesday. You're going to get the same deal that you get on Friday. When Marshalls and found small through extra large RLX golf polos. Do you have any info on whether there's worth buying? They were on clearance. They would be, yes, that would be a good find. Joey, I would go back and grab those. I would try to stay away from the small sizes and just grab the bigger sizes, like medium, large to extra large. I would probably pass on that size small. But for $14.99, that's a great price. The vests probably right now would sell for anywhere between 60 to 80. So it's worth picking up for $24.99. That's definitely a good find. So I'd go back. And then if you don't have the card, get the credit card through TJ Maxx. Use the credit card, purchase the items, and then the next day pay that credit card off. And then you're building points. So after you spend $200 at TJ Maxx with the card, you get $10 back that you can use like a $10 coupon. So then you can get your next piece of inventory like really discounted. So I would highly suggest doing the card if you haven't. If you don't have the card too, on your first purchase using the card, you get 10% off your entire order. So they'll just give you 10% off whatever you buy. So you'll get those $14.99. You'll get those for $13.50, which is even better savings. So we remember watching you 2 years ago. Let's go. From Argentina. Holy cow. Argentina, that's far away. Let's go. Appreciate you hanging out. The whole premise is no more Nike Techs and more classy look. Got you. Okay. I like it. Hey, I got a lot of quarter zips listed, so let's go. Maybe they can like bring back like polos too. Like everybody wears like polos and long sleeve shirts. Let's bring back that too because I got a ton listed. Everything I sell has been drafted with Nifty's AI. All my stuff prior has been sitting. I trying to tell people it seems like I'm trying to be salesy when I'm like, hey, all my stuff is selling that was drafted from the AI tool. As soon as Tech made his tool and I started using the AI tool with Nifty, from then on out, like I'm sold. Like stuff is moving really fast. And if you didn't see my Instagram post the other day, she is going to release here very soon the ability to take your old listings and run them back through AI. So basically, you'll be able to go in, press a button, it'll regenerate your entire listing, title and everything, not your photos, obviously, but your title and everything. And then you'll be able to re-upload that. So I'm going to do that with all my old stuff and then literally prove like the AI tool is what's getting my items sold. Because if my old stuff starts selling really fast, and I'm like, okay, it's definitely got to be that. It has to be. So I think people who don't own preppy clothes are buying entire wardrobes. Actually, fun fact, Nick, I went yesterday to Polo Ralph Lauren. I got this shirt. I got these shorts. I don't know if you're not gonna be able to see the shorts. I got these shorts. I got a whole like wardrobe because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sell my Viorian stuff and just go for like a polo look. And these were I got sold on these because these specific shorts don't have zip pockets, but the other ones do. So I told Kayla I'm going to buy a bunch of these, and then for Christmas I just want you to buy all the other colors, and then I'll have basically a color for every day of the week. So, and then I don't have to worry about picking out my outfit. What's up, Amy? No late night listings lately because I've been working on whatnots and all that stuff. Are you doing this full time? I am. Kit Kat, I see you. I see you everywhere, Kit Kat. I'm ignoring the crap out of you. Did you recommend a reseller license for tax exemption? You could do that, Midwest. I you could do it in the beginning of the year. Here's how I see it. You can either you get the taxes taken off when you purchase the item, or at the end of the year you get your taxes taken off because it's now a cost of goods. So either way, you're getting that taken off. It's smart to get one, but also just keep in mind there are some stores that are very, very picky when it comes to resellers. So for example, I went to the Polo outlet yesterday. Everybody knows the Polo outlet's a great place to source when they have like really good discount sales, which they haven't been having very much recently. But here's the thing, they hate resellers. They will not, if they know you're a reseller, they will not, sometimes they won't even sell to you. They'll be like, sorry, we can't sell to you. Or we'll sell you like 3 things. You'll have like a whole handful of stuff and they'll be like, sorry, we can't sell all that because we know you're a reseller. So if you present a reseller license at that place, they'll probably not accept it. So just keep that in mind. Like the Nike outlet, they love resellers, so they'll take your reseller certificate. TJ Maxx and Marshalls, I think some stores will. I've heard some stores don't. It just really depends. So you could go through the hassle of getting one, but then some stores don't take it, even though they're supposed to. But they don't. They tell you they don't want to sell to you. I got a great item from Marshalls the other day from the clearance rack. Paid 24 for a solid black. I think it's solid black linen Ralph Lauren button down and sold it for 65. Let's go. I haven't been to TJ Maxx and Marshalls too much recently. I went like 2 weeks ago. I found some stuff. But I haven't done my normal run, so maybe I'll do that. What's up, JMK? Appreciate you hanging out. Jody here. What's up, Jody? I'll remember your name eventually, Jody. I promise. I'm horrible. I used to be a mailman. I'm horrible with names. I did something nice for someone. I want to hear. Of course, I really want to hear. I really want to hear from you. Taking notes of brands and envelopes because I wanted to do the same as you. Let's go. I'm still posting here. eBay hates us sellers. Well, next year when they charge us, they definitely hate us. I've been getting returns. eBay people using the item doesn't match just because the item doesn't fit. It happens. It's part of business. If you had your own storefront, I'm sure people would walk in and steal your stuff. They'd put it on underneath their clothes and walk out the front door. That's another cost of business. So, yeah. Do you have a course, something? I don't have any course or anything. Come here, ask your questions for free. I don't do any courses. I think that you should be able to learn everything for free. And I think learning it slowly for free is way more beneficial than trying to cram everything in a course and pay for a course and learn everything super fast. So that's how I teach. If you come here, feel free to ask your questions for absolutely no money. Yeah, they're still marking down. Yeah, so they just probably did a markdown sale then, which is good. I went there couple weeks ago, so maybe I should go back. Maybe I should circle back around. Maybe we should all circle back around and hit TJ Maxx today. Maybe not today. I can't go today. Have to be this weekend. Since Poshmark problem with the third-party lister on 11/10, I haven't had a sale or an offer on Poshmark. Was selling 3 to 5 a day. Anyone else going through this? I don't think. I think it's just the pattern of shoppers. To be honest, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I also was affected by that, and I sold 4 items yesterday. Earlier this week on eBay, I sold like 2 items on eBay just on Monday. It was Monday or Tuesday. I sold 2 items on eBay. I was like, why is my order so slow on eBay? Then today I sell 14 items. So I think it's just the pattern of shoppers. I think people look too deep into changes, and something happens later on in the week and they're like, it's got to be because of the change. I don't think it's because of the change. I just think it's the pattern of shoppers. I literally just got a email that I have TJ Maxx. It's like somebody's telling me to go to TJ Maxx today. I just got a thing that said I got my reward certificates in. Cool. I do have some of my bills go to my TJ Maxx card, so I just get $10 rewards like every single month. I just save them up until something good happens. What's up, Faith? Do you still have the Bucky's corn nuggets? No, we ate them. Please send it to me. No, I ate them all. They're all gone. Faith, me and the kids. The kids tore those things up. So I had like a handful of them, and then next time I went back in the cabinet, they were gone. Gone. I'd rather pay to be told to buy items, to buy good items at a low price than sell them for higher price. Facts. Uh, been here learning. Uh, been, I think I meant here learning since 3 years since you started pushing on TikTok. Let's go. Yeah, I finally got my live access back, so that's why you guys are seeing me. Some of you guys pop in and you're like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. It's because I got my live access back like a month ago. No sales. I had no sales on Monday either. Yeah, it's just slow day, just slow shopping day. So, oh no, the picture. Oh, the picture. Message me. It's somewhere on my phone. It's either my phone or Kayla's phone. I forgot who took the picture, but yeah, message me, Faith. I probably do have it. I'll just have to go through and find it on my thing of photos. But I definitely have it on my photos. Um, did you take it or did I take it? I thought you took it on your phone. Maybe I'll go through. If I took it on my phone, I definitely have it somewhere. When are you and Seraph's going to do another live store review? Well, the one we did the one like last week, and the time before we did that, it was like 3 or 4 months before. So who knows? It's just gonna be random. You just gotta be following both of us. Whenever we both have time, we'll do it. It's if anything during this season, it's got to be like midweek. So you're gonna see us pop on live midweek, but it won't be at the end of the week because this is when all the craziness happens with our whatnot shows. So first time going to Bucky's recently. Didn't they sell Roosevelt's in Kimes Ranch? I have no clue. I've never stepped foot in a Bucky's ever, never ever. You did okay. And then I have it on my phone. If you reach out to me, I'll send it to you, Faith. I got it somewhere on my phone. What's up, Dora? Welcome in, Dora. Everybody's hanging out today. I like it. Oh no, I already got the restriction, Kit Kat. That's why I'm saying all the naughty words because I already got the restriction. It didn't take long at all for me to get that restriction. Not long at all. All right, next sale sold this morning. Actually sold like a minute before I went live. This sold, and then the Polo Ralph Lauren Andrew pants sold like back to back. But this is a men's Peter Millar Suffolk quilted jacket. I looked up the actual name of this so I could get more eyes on it. It's a men's size small, which does hurt how long it's been sitting for. It does hurt the sale of this, but I still listed it really high, and it sold today for $81. So nice little sale. If I remember correctly, I picked this up at Red, White, and Blue for like $8. So good little sale right there. Peter Millar Suffolk jacket. Nice sale. I heard the cardboard cutter. I'm excited to come stay. Let's go. That cardboard cutter, I used it all day. I'm telling you guys, I realized when I put out videos like that, there's people out there. I got the comments like right away, like, oh, pushing another product. Oh, you're just trying to sell us products. Of course, yes. That's the point of making that video, is to get, affiliate hits and stuff like that. But also, I'm only pushing products that I actually use. So like that cutter I used for like 30 minutes last night. I have so much cardboard left over from the move. I mean, Erica was over. She could tell you we had a whole mound of cardboard in the back, like all this furniture we ordered, everything. And it's just been sitting back there. And I was like, I want to cut this up, but I got to figure out a way to cut it up fast. And then I just did some research, found that on TikTok. I just looked up cardboard cutter on TikTok, and that thing popped up. And I was like, man, this is going to make this so much easier. Let me order it. I used it for a day, and I was like, I'm sold. This thing is going to make my life so much easier, cutting up all this freaking cardboard instead of like taking the box cutter and running it through the cardboard like 10 times to get it to cut. Now it just goes right through. So I cut up a bunch. I spent 30 minutes yesterday, filled my entire trash cans, and I was able to fit so much more. I'm almost done with the cardboard in the backyard just from that. So, and I'm going to use it because if you guys see all the boxes behind me, I can't say them today, but I have literal like mounds of boxes. So I'm going to use them for a while. But yes, obviously I'm pushing a product, but that product is a good product. I think you resellers would love to have a product like that. This is shipping out for $17.17. Or $7, sorry, $7.17, not $17.17. That would be crazy. If I were to ship this out on eBay, $7.67 for the same exact item. So use Shippo. If you haven't used Shippo yet, I saved myself 50 cents just by shipping this on Shippo itself. Did you add that color to your link? Yeah, it's in my link tree. It's also, Danny, if you go to my Facebook page and you just look for that video, I've already linked it for a couple people. So you just can click on the links that I linked to them and it'll take you right to the product too. Or you can buy it on TikTok. I think it is a little cheaper right now on TikTok than it is on Amazon. I know some people don't like buying on TikTok, so that's why I link them in both places. But I think on TikTok it's like $10 cheaper. So if you want to buy it on TikTok, you can do that. It's free shipping, and I think it's $10 cheaper. And they have one additional color on TikTok. I think they have like a blue that they don't have on Amazon. It's like a TikTok exclusive. That's what all resellers do. Oh yeah, I know. There's people that say there's those stupid people. I knew I was gonna get these comments like, "Bro, just use a box cutter." I was like, "Are you a person that just uses a what am I trying to say? Are you just a person that uses a screwdriver or do you use a drill?" Like that's exactly the same equivalency of using a box cutter and a tool that literally slices right through the boxes. I would rather use the drill. If I have an option between both a screwdriver or a drill, I'm going to use the drill. And the drill, the fact that the cutter is not that much more expensive than like a regular box cutter at like Lowe's or Home Depot. They're usually like 15 bucks. The box cutter I think is like 30 on TikTok Shop. So it's like $15 more and you get extra blades with it. I would rather go with that than go the other way around. I use the button pull tool. You showed complete game changer. That too. Chris and Surfs make fun of me for that button tool. This thing right here. They make fun of me. They're like, "Oh, you're such an old man. Have to use a button tool." But this thing, I mean, Kayla loves it too. She's able to just pop the buttons in, just boop, 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 pop them in. It makes our life so much easier. Just find tools. You gotta find tools in life that make your life easier. That's what we do. But I get crap from them all the time, like, "Oh, you gotta use the button tool." When do you choose Shippo over eBay shipping? I ship everything exclusively on Shippo now because Shippo will have the same exact rates as eBay or cheaper rates. So there's no loss to using Shippo. And also, if you use the link in my bio and you sign up, after you spend $25, you get $25 free. They literally give you $25 to spend on Shippo, so you might as well try it. But anything that's over a pound, usually I find those items are cheaper on Shippo. So anything that weighs over a pound. For example, let's ship out a pair of shoes. Nike Vapor Max, women's size 10. I've been picking up a lot more shoes recently. I'm going to keep picking up shoes because shoes have been selling and they've been selling very well. So these are a pair of Nike Vapor Max. These were clean, by the way. Super. I didn't wash these. I didn't clean these at all. That's how clean they were at the thrift store. These sold for $58.49 plus $10 in shipping. Now these are a pair of running shoes. I will throw these into a bag. I will not throw these into a box. And these might actually fit into a regular poly bag. Let me see. No, I'm going to use a bigger poly bag because these are a little bit too big for the small bag. All right. So this, I'm going to throw this into this poly bag, wrap it all up, and ship it out. And then I'll show you what the difference in shipping is from eBay to Shippo on this. Because this is going to be one of those items that's over a pound that will be cheaper to ship on eBay than it will. The button tool, yep, the button tool is great. I've never seen anybody promote the button tool either. That's like something I found when I was scrolling through TikTok. One of their videos popped up and I was influenced to buy it. I was like, all right, let me try this. None of those companies, by the way, none of the button tool companies, the Jaden's printer, none of those companies reached out to me and was like, hey, make a video. I bought all those products. The only thing I bought and I'm going to get a refund on if one of them sells on TikTok is the Jaden's printer. I ordered a refundable sample, but I still bought it and I have to sell one to get that refundable sample. I don't think I've sold one yet though. But yeah, so none of those companies reach out to me. I look for products that I think you guys will like and I need too. So I think that's the best way to promote. If you're authentically promoting an item, I think people see that and they'll order it. If they see me trying to sell you makeup, if I put a video out trying to sell you guys makeup, I think you guys will be like, first off, what in the world is he doing? Second off, I'm not buying that makeup because I know that he's not actually wearing that makeup. Even though some days I might actually need some makeup. But yeah, that's besides the point. On eBay, look at this. If you're watching on TikTok, you got to watch this on Facebook or YouTube to see this. $9.74. Same exact packaging, $9.74. And then we're going to switch the screen over to Shippo. $8.59. You can see that right there. $8.59 for the same exact. You can see the address is the same, everything. Same exact thing, $8.59. So how much savings is that? That's over $1 in savings just shipping these shoes out on Shippo as opposed to shipping these out through eBay's already discounted shipping. So if you haven't tried Shippo, try it. Literally try it for free. Anything over a pound, ship it over a pound. Make sure you use the bag method when you're using Shippo, and see how much money you save. Because I think you're going to save money every single time. Shippo is now offering $50 when you refer a new user and they ship for the first item. Boom, do it. Do that too. Like, give that to your like Midwest. I would be giving that code to my relatives, to anybody shipping this Christmas season. If they're going to the post office to get their stuff, if they're going to the post office to get their labels and stuff, give them that code and just tell them ship it from your house. Literally ship it from your house. Just print it out on a piece of regular paper, tape it to your item, ship it out. I'm going to make a video next week about that too. I'm actually going to go to the post office and make an entire video promoting Shippo. But yes, yeah, it's so easy. So easy. I'm going to throw the code to Shippo too in the chat. Freaking something's wrong with my leg. My leg's hurting today. I'm going to throw the code in the chat if you want to try it. It's also linked in my bio too if you're watching on the platforms with the bios and all that. But I'm going to throw this in the chat. Boom. If you're still going to the post office to get your labels, you're wasting so much money and time. Would you do a live whatnot? Would you do a live whatnot right at the thrifts? Saw a short. Yeah, you did something a while back. Yeah, I still do that. We were going to do it this Wednesday, but my daughter stayed home from school, so we couldn't go too far away from the house. But yeah, I would 100% do that. You're basically selling stuff before you actually purchase it, which the thrift stores don't mind. I know a lot of people, when they hear me say that, they're like, oh, the thrift store is going to kick you out for that. Why would the thrift store kick you out if you're buying more inventory from them at the prices they have listed? Why would they care? Like, if somebody came into my eBay store and if they told me, hey, I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff from you and I'm going to sell it to other people, it's already been sold, I'm just going to go through and buy it from you, I'd say, have at it. And I'd probably give you a discount if you buy bulk. Like, I don't care. Make some more money off me. Because if you're buying at my already listed prices, why would I care that you're selling that for more money? So the thrift stores actually enjoy it because I'm bringing more people into the store. They're not like, the thrift stores aren't seeing me as like, ooh, competition. He's taking items from us and selling for more. No, he's buying more items from us. That's how they see it. Like, the red, white, and blue literally likes my videos when I post about me going to the thrift stores and selling items in the store. They like those videos. They literally hit the like button. So clearly they don't care because I'm buying more items. I'm able to buy more stuff that I usually wouldn't buy. Like, if there was a time when somebody asked for a pair of Pistola jeans. I don't buy the brand Pistola, but the person's like, hey, I like those jeans. Are they my size? I looked at the size. They said yes. I charged them like $2 or $3 over the price that the thrift store was charging, made a little bit of money on them. That's an extra item that I wouldn't have bought that day. I made a couple bucks, sure. I didn't make a ton off of them, but I also just, added them to my cart and another pair of jeans that I would never bought. And the thrift store loves that. So yeah. If you buy your labels through Shippo, does it automatically sync with Nifty so you can track your expenses? No. So what you would do, Sarah, is instead of it tracking each individual item, what you would do is you go to your expense line in Nifty, and at the end of the month, you go to Shippo, look at how much you were charged for the month, and you grab that number and you just put it into your expenses as a Shippo expense. So you just label it Shippo expense, and then every month, at the end of the month, instead of tracking each individual order, you're tracking every single month how much you spend. Or at the end of the year, you can pull your Shippo data and just use that as your entire shipping cost for the entire year if you want to do it that way too. If you want to do monthly, if you want to do weekly, if you want to do daily, you could do it too. But the easiest way is to just pull those every month and then throw it in there. Flip the button tool over and you have a zip pull. Yes, that's exactly what that little bottom thing is. I use it for a hook to hang it up on my light box, but yes, it's for zip tool. So it's supposed to be for people with dexterity issues, so that way they can zip up their jackets and also button their shirts and things like that. If you ship shoes in a box, do you use Ground Advantage, Priority box? If I have a Ground Advantage box, I would rather use Ground Advantage to Priority. Most of the time when I ship though, I'm putting them in a poly bag. Unless they're like a big pair of boots, and I'll just try to find a box around the house. I'll ship those Ground Advantage. Why do you choose bag over the box? Because it's always cheaper to ship an item in a bag rather than a box. I'm about to ship these out in a second too. If I were to put these in a box, I also have to use a third dimension, length, width, and height. If I put these in Shippo and just put them in a bag, I only have to use 2 dimensions, which means I save money on the shipping. So that's why I'd rather use a bag over a box every single time. It's hurting the, yeah. It hurts hearing the overcount. That's what I'm literally going to make a video going. You guys will see the whole video. I'm going to go to the thrift store or go to the thrift store. I'm going to go to the post office. I'm going to say I'm going to ship out a pair of jeans, and I'm going to walk in. I'm going to ask the clerk how much it is to ship these jeans to this specific address. It'll be an eBay sale, and then I'm going to tell them, or it's shoe sale or something like that. Whatever I decide to ship. And then I'm going to let them say, like, I'm going to have Kayla record me doing the entire conversation with them. And then they're going to say, like, it's going to be $14, ship that out. And I'm going to be like, holy cow. Okay, let's go back home and see how much it's cost to ship this out on Shippo. And I'm going to go home. I'm going to show everybody how much it costs to ship on Shippo. That's like my whole premise of that video. Dansko shoes are a week or less seller for me, and they make sure they're on decent condition. Yes, Dansko shoes are like nursing clogs, and a lot of times you'll find the fronts all scuffed up from the nurses like walking around. So yeah, make sure they're in good condition. Do you launder your items before selling? We wash items with stains or bad smells. I use Pirate Ship. Have you ever heard of them? Yes, Pirate Ship is a very similar service to Shippo, but I've heard from other people. I made a post on this on Facebook a couple weeks ago that in some cases Shippo is actually cheaper than Pirate Ship. It works the same exact way. You link your eBay accounts to Shippo, and just like you do on Pirate Ship, and you can download all of your sales on there, and then you can pull all your sales information and just ship on Shippo. That label information automatically goes to eBay for you. Why do you have to lower the price for an item? Why do you have to lower the price of an item that sits for a long time? Why do you have to get it to sell? If it's been sitting for a while, you want to drop the price. I usually just pull items and throw them on Whatnot, or with Nifty's new tool, what I'll do is I'll regenerate them. That rack behind you is running tonight. Yeah, that rack is running tonight. The North Face rack, you guys see that puffer jacket? That's a down-filled puffer jacket. That's running on Saturday night. So we have the mix rack for tonight, and then that rack is going to be Saturday. Then they have to lower the prices, and I would buy more. I leave so much because they're asking too much. Yeah. Somebody just messaged me this morning and said that there's a red, white, blue I haven't been to in months, and I guess the pricing there is outrageous. I have to go for myself to see. But yeah, I mean, the thrift stores go through the cycle. If you don't notice, every single year around Christmas time, they raise prices. Like every single thrift store does the same thing because everybody's out shopping for Christmas gifts. And then right after Christmas, their sales tank because nobody's out there buying stuff, and their prices will get slashed. That's usually when you buy it the most. So if you're seeing an increase in prices, especially at for-profit thrift stores, it's because the Christmas rush. They know that they can price stuff up and they can squeeze some money out of some extra customers, but then it backfires January, February on them, and they have to drop the prices, and that's usually when we get the best prices. If an item is an ankle-style boot, if you use a bag, won't they have the risk of damage? Yeah, for boots, I don't use bags. That's what I said earlier. Boots are one thing I don't use bags for. It's always like running shoes. These can take a hit because these are going to be you're going to run on these. So if these break in shipment for whatever reason, they probably were going to break the first time the person wore them. That's why I use a bag on those. But heavier style shoes, boots, even like dress shoes, things like that have that wooden bottom, I'm not going to risk damaging those. So those two, you could put them in a bag, but if I were to put them in a bag, I would wrap them in bubble wrap significantly. So that way there's no way they can, get damaged. Is it okay to drop ship items to sell on customers on eBay? There's a big rule against drop shipping. There is some drop shipping that is allowed on eBay, but for the most part, most drop shipping is not allowed on eBay. You're not allowed to buy an item on Amazon and ship it to an eBay customer. You're not allowed to take an Amazon listing like that cutter tool. It's to my left right now, but that cutter tool, I can't price that on eBay at $79.99 and then buy it on TikTok Shop and have it sent from TikTok Shop to the customer. Buy it on Amazon and send it to the customer. That is against terms of service. There are instances where you have like a packaging facility, your own packaging facility, right? And you basically drop ship from that packaging facility to your customer. That's fine. It's a form of it's not technically drop shipping, but it's like a form of drop shipping. That's accepted. So if you're thinking about drop shipping, make sure that you look up all the rules because yeah, there's a lot of rules that go against drop shipping. They just started those rules like 4 or 5 years ago because they had a bunch of people drop shipping. People are getting very upset because you order something on eBay, you find out you get an Amazon box, you're like, why am I getting an Amazon box? And then you look up the price on Amazon, you see that's cheaper on Amazon, you're like, oh okay, that's why. And then people were getting upset, so eBay stopped that. Next up. Polo Ralph Lauren flag sweater. I get asked all the time, do I pick up items on other platforms and sell them? I do it occasionally. Every once in a while, I'll browse some platforms and see if I can find some stuff super cheap. This was a women's size small Polo Ralph Lauren sweater. I picked this up on Poshmark for 20 bucks. If you go search for this sweater, search for sold on Posh, you'll see that I paid 20 bucks for this. It was a while ago though. Listed it for 200. I had this listed super high because I've seen some sales around 200, but it's been sitting for a while. So today I took a best offer of 85 bucks. Hadn't got an offer close to 200, so I was like, all right, I'll take that $85 offer. I still turned $20 into 85. Really, really nice sale. Selling on eBay too. So a Posh to eBay flip. And if you don't know, you can do that. You can literally order stuff online, have it shipped to your front door, sell it. Sell it on back on the platforms. Do you put a 0 in the third dimensions on the poly bags? No. For Shippo, there is no third dimension if you use bag dimension. So let me highlight your comment. Actually, I'm going to take this comment off so you can read the whole. So if you look, as soon as I put this on the scale, is this the right order? Did I put the right order? Hold on, let me make sure this is the right order. Yes, it is. Okay. Just make sure I had the right one. Okay. This is going to be 1 to 2 pounds. And I already have shipping presets set up. So yes, 1 to 2 pounds. Just made sure it's 1 to 2 pounds. And as you can see, my dimensions are 9 by 11. I don't have a third dimension. Because I use a bag, same as Pirate Ship, you do not have to put a third dimension in. There's just a deal they have with the post office. So same thing as Pirate Ship, they have same deal. So I'm going to save a little bit of money guaranteed on this because I don't have that third dimension. So $7.17 to ship this out. If I were to ship this out on eBay, this would cost me, I'll take you over my eBay, show you. This would cost me 1 to 2 pounds. This would cost me $7.67. So again, I'm saving 50 cents on this item because I'm shipping it through Shippo as opposed to shipping it on eBay itself. And eBay already has discounted shipping, but Shippo has better discounts for higher weight items than eBay does. So use Shippo. Use it for your higher weight items. Can you tell us about your upcoming Whatnot show? Tonight is a random pull show. It's going to be mixed brands, lots of really good stuff. We have Lululemon. We have a bunch of really good Roar pieces, like really like embellished Roar pieces tonight. Bunch of Polo Ralph Lauren, new with tag Polo Bear pieces. We have a good show lined up for today. Consigner. And then tomorrow, Saturday, is going to be a North Face Patagonia show. We're going to have around 200 pieces, I believe, is what we have of North Face and Patagonia. So that's the 2 shows for this weekend. And then Friday, Black Friday, is going to be a North Face Patagonia show, early show, like 12 o'clock. And then that night, we're going to do an all new with tag and all like high-end show. So we're going to have a couple pre-owned items in that show, but they're going to be crazy pre-owned items. So, and that show is probably going to run from 7 till probably 11 at night. It's going to be a super long show. So 2 shows on Black Friday. It's going to be crazy. Save $1.60 shipping jeans rather than eBay. Boom. $1.60 in savings shipping on Shippo rather than shipping on eBay. Save some money. It's free money. Save it. I'm at live thrifting, not whatnot. Yeah. What did you ask, Danny? Are we going to do a live thrifting? We're going to do it soon. We're going to do it this week, but we're probably going to do it next week because my daughter was sick this week. Actually, we can't do it next week because next week's probably have to be the week after that because next week is Thanksgiving week. So won't be able to do it. Would you mind sharing your reason for doing 70/30 in consigner's favor when you do all the work for the show and shipping afterwards? Why do I do 70/30? Because I'm dealing with resellers. Resellers are buying items for $5, $6 at thrift stores usually, $5 to $8, let's say. And if I sell their items on average for around 25 is usually what we get on Whatnot. If I did a 50-50 split, they wouldn't make any, they would never come back. Never come back. And I hear what you're saying that we're doing all the work, but they're doing a lot more work than I am. They're going from thrift store to thrift store, garage sale to garage sale, grabbing all of this stuff. They're driving for hours to grab enough items to fill a 100-item order. And then all I have to do is receive and they're paying for shipping too. They pay to ship it to me. I don't pay for any shipping costs. They ship it to me. All I have to do, for example, to rack this show that you see behind me, it took me literally like less than 30 minutes to take everything out, put it on racks, put it on there. To run the show, it's something that I already would have done anyway, but to run the show takes like an hour, hour and a half. You guys see that? Tonight's probably going to be like an hour-long show. And then to ship it with me and Kayla takes about an hour. I feel like that's fair and just think if I sell $2,000 worth of stuff, I make $600 for like, what is that, 4 or 5 hours of work? That's, for me, that's good money. If I make $600 and only work 5 hours, that's, very, very, very minimal labor. Also, it adds to our shows too. Highly beneficial for us to get the best items for our shows. I see a lot of other sellers doing whatnot, and people come to our shows because they know that they're going to get the best of the best of the best. So I try to work with the consigners that get the best of the best and are able to ship that to me. So it makes sense for me. It's not only helping build my platform, but it's also making me some money for not that much effort, right? It doesn't take that much effort. Once you get it down, it really doesn't take long to set up a show, to run a show. I'm not listing any of these items. It's not like I'm taking these items and putting them on eBay. If I were doing that method, I would 100% do 50-50 splits or 60-40 in my favor. But I'm not listing any of this stuff. I'm not taking photos. I'm just literally throwing it up on a rack and holding it up. So going back to on prototype, had pieces of a garden hose glued to a Nike shoe. Really? On prototype? That's crazy. Oh, that's where they got it from. So Cali thrift stores prices are expensive. They also don't like resellers, although resellers are 60% of their business. Yeah, but there are some good Cali stores. I know some people that source out in Cali that make really, really good money out there, and they find really crazy stuff. Print-on-demand items are allowed on eBay. Yes, so print-on-demand items, same thing. If you buy, like, if you have like a shirt printing company and somebody orders a shirt, you can have it printed from the company and ship out that way. Yes, on print-on-demand is one thing I didn't think about. I don't ever use it. So, if you're using Shippo, do you still need to put the shipping details? No, not a silly question at all. So let's ship out these OnCloud shoes really quick. This is the OnCloud shoes. All the shipping details for the buyer are already put in. You can see it's already transferred over from eBay to Shippo. So you don't have to do any of that extra work. It's automatically done for you. And then as soon as you print your label, the information goes right to eBay. Right to eBay. Send you a message on Instagram. Cool. I'll check it after the live. Do you see the I'm Search got on his Chicago run? I didn't. I don't watch that guy, Debbie. I'm just kidding. I haven't looked yet. I haven't looked. What's up, Angie? Welcome in. No, I haven't looked. I'm sure he got some crazy stuff. Chicago is, you know, he showed me before what Chicago has, and yeah, there's lots of money out in Chicago. So I'm sure he got some good stuff. So these sold over on eBay for $40 plus $10 in shipping. I had these listed for $49.99. This person made a best offer, and I accepted their offer of 40 buckaroos. I forget where I got these from. These might have been from Red, White, and Blue or Goodwill, but I can't remember where I got these from. Shoes I don't pay too much for, especially these OnCloud shoes. I think I got these from Red, White, and Blue. Actually, I can tell you where I got these from. They mark the bottom. Yeah, I got these. Oh no, I got these from Goodwill. $14.38 is what I paid for these. $14.38. I don't think this bag is gonna be big enough though. I need a bigger clear bag. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. There we go. Now I got a big bag. These bags are perfect for shoes. I think eBay sales have been slow because they're doing updates. You can now add cost when listing. Why did they do these updates in the middle of fourth quarter? I don't know. Same as Posh. Like, why is Posh doing all these crazy, crazy updates right in the middle of fourth quarter? It literally makes no sense. I think they do it because they know people are going to shop anyway. If they did these in the middle of summer, like that could really hurt sales in the middle of summer. Whereas right now, it hurts sales, but you're still going to get sales, if that makes sense. So that's probably why they do it. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. Sometimes the things that they change on the platforms just literally makes no sense. I'm going to use a big bag for this one too. Let me get this big bag. And then these shoes are going to ship out. Appreciate everybody hanging out too. If you have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat. I know I have all platforms running right now. I'm sure I missed some comments on TikTok. So if you guys had a question and it wasn't answered, feel free to ask again. I try to get to everybody, but sometimes it gets chaotic. I get a lot of questions all at once. So does anyone plan to actually put in their cost of goods in the new eBay form? I didn't even know they had that. There wasn't even, I didn't even know. But no, I'm not gonna put a cost. I'm not gonna spend that extra time to put the cost of goods in the eBay form. I'll just keep my cost of goods in Nifty. All right. Hey, when I sell and ship my package on Poshmark, how do they get money after they receive it? How do I get your, like, you sold something on Posh and you're wondering how you get your money? Yeah, they have 3 days to accept your order. After 3 days, if they don't accept your order, your money is released by Poshmark. If they accept your order and give you a review, then your money's released right away after they give you that review. That's how Posh works. And then after it's released, then you can send that money to your bank account. What are your top 3 items and brands you like when finding thrifting? My top 3 brands? I can give you my top 3 brands. Hold on. I'll show you on screen what my top 3 brands are. and it's going to blow your mind because it's not going to be brands that you think. It's not going to be super high-end brands. They're going to be basic, everyday brands that you can find pretty much at every single thrift store. You're going to find at least one of these. I feel like selling Posh on so annoying. For me, it's not, because I have Nifty take care of everything for me. I cross list using Nifty. I send out offers using Nifty. And I share my closets using Nifty. I don't actually touch Poshmark itself. I don't think in the last year, I probably logged actually into Poshmark twice. And the only reason I did was to reconnect my Nifty account. Once last week because Poshmark logged me out like they logged most people out. And then like earlier in the year to like check one order or something. Like I never log in. Like Nifty does all that for me automatically, so I never have to. What was the question again? Somebody asked me a question. Oh, the top brands. Insights. Let's do year to date. Let's just do 2025. My top selling brands. Bottom left hand corner. My top selling brands. Those are my top selling brands. Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph Lauren, basically the same brand. Brooks Brothers, Untuckit, Tommy Bahama. It's not a list that will make your eyes pop and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like it's basic bread and butter stuff. But as you can see, 800 Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph Lauren pieces sold this year. So that's my top selling brand is Ralph Lauren. Anytime I find a good Ralph Lauren piece, I'll pick it up because it sells really well. eBay plays don't stop sales, in my opinion. You never really hear buyers complaining that they can't buy items. Yeah, I don't think so either. Maybe it has something to do with like if they're updating and the algorithm's not pushing that person's stuff, because it's just all hypothetical. There's no proof to the pudding. It's just hypothetical to that. But yeah, just keep listing. Stuff will keep selling. When Poshmark does update, my sales always slow. In my opinion, since changing the feed, I don't get sales from my most sales states, California, Texas, Colorado. They're coming from states around me. I don't know if there's proof to that. I think that's just. I think people look too deep into deep into the changes. Poshmark just did the change, like a couple weeks or like a month ago. I think it's too early to tell if that's actually going to hurt. For me and my sales have been pretty much the same, if not better, on Posh since they did the changes. So, and I've been getting sales from everywhere. I wish I would have looked at my sales from today, but I'm getting sales from everywhere. So I don't think I think it's more the items you're picking up, how you're listing them, how much keywords you're putting in there. Now with the new way that they do the search results, it's like almost like eBay. Like the better titles you have, the more results you're going to get. You can't just put in Coogee large sweater anymore and get sales on that. You really have to put in lots of key details in your title to be able to get people to find your items. So that might be it too. You might have to adjust the way you do your listings. A lot of people that are freaking out on Posh are people that don't really sell on eBay. They just sold on Posh and they got away with doing like really simple titles and just sharing their closets all day. Nowadays, you got to do a little bit more work, which I actually like because I was already doing that work on eBay. So, thought you were going to add Lululemon. Add Lululemon to what? Lululemon to my top selling brands. No, I don't find Lululemon as much as I find the other ones are bread and butter. So where can I see your screen? Yeah, I'm on YouTube and Facebook right now. So you can watch either or if you're not following me there. Appreciate you, Just Joyce. From my states around me, pay less for items, but I can't figure this out. I think you're looking too deep into it. I don't actually think that's a issue that's happening. Next up, Psycho Bunny, men's Psycho Bunny polo. You guys probably remember this from that one Goodwill video. I found a bunch of these. I actually just listed the last one today. Unfortunately, the last one had a little bit of staining on the front, so I had to price that one a little bit lower. We tried to get the stains out, but they wouldn't come out. But this one sold for 38 bucks. So Psycho Bunny, I had a bunch of comments on that video too, like Psycho Bunny's not selling for me anymore. So this was a men's size 9, which is a men's size 3XL, I believe. Yeah, it's a men's size 3XL. Completely different than selling a men's size small Psycho Bunny. You're going to get way more traction on a bigger size. So this one sold pretty quick. I already sold the other one from the video, and the one that I listed yesterday I'm sure will sell pretty quick here. It'll probably be gone in the next week because I listed it pretty low to get it to move. Fortunately, it had stains. Missed it. It's very, very faint. You can't see the stains when you're like looking at it. You can only see the stains when you put it inside the light box, which is why I missed them. A mega corporation isn't going to prevent us from selling items. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to prevent us from selling items because that's how they make their money. So, to be honest, Poshmark is my top selling platform. Whoa, look at this. Look at this thing on my screen. Oh, it went away. It's like the Monopoly Go just popped up on my screen like this and said the race ends in an hour. It's like, it's like what the heck? But
To play, we're holding up the team.
yeah, we're holding up the team. We got to get to playing Monopoly Go. Just need to diversify and see what items sell best on which platform. Facts. I agree. Trying to get 30 items listed today. Let's go. 30 items listed. I'm gonna try to do 20 per day. When's your next live thrifting? It's probably not gonna be next Wednesday. It'll be the Wednesday after that. That'll be the next day we do. Because next week we can't do live thrifting. It doesn't make sense to do it next week. 5790. Men's Ralph Lauren long sleeve, like a Christmas plaid shirt. Perfect piece for this time of year. This one sold for $25.20. I actually listed this one a little bit higher. Listed it for $27.99 because of the colorway. This one sold for $25.20. Debbie says, "Hi, Kayla." Hi.
I need numbers.
Oh, you need numbers? Okay, give me a second. I'll print off a bunch. What number do you need me to start with?
Should be the next one. That's it.
Okay, give me a second. 13. Hold on, Chad. I got to print her some numbers. This shipping out on Shippo for $6.84. Nice cheap shipping for something that weighs almost 15 ounces. It's a heavier shirt. Katie says, "Hi, Kayla." Everybody's saying hi. But it's taking forever to get my label. There it is. Can you hang on? Unplug that printer and plug in the other one, and then I'll print off. I'll just do like 10 of them for you. 1 second, chat. Now I gotta wait for the printer to hook up. We should be almost out of labels on that one too. Unless you just replace the labels. There you go. I'm taking your advice and listing from Nifty. I really need to pay attention to the dimensions that Nifty inputs. They are off. Any other areas that you recommend double checking? Obviously, yes, double check everything. But yes, measurements usually are off. Although recently they've been very, very close to accurate. When it first started, I noticed measurements were like way off. Nowadays, it's off by like a ½ inch to an inch in most cases. For surfs, that's a lot, ½ inch to an inch. But anyways, check that. Always check sizes. If you do like a men's 2XL, sometimes it puts in 2XLT, although recently I've seen those not happening as frequently. And then titles. Adjust your titles to make sure you can put as much keywords as you can, although recently I've noticed that the titles are pretty much filled out. In some cases, they have extra characters that you have to take some keywords away. So, check through those. Everything else I pretty much leave the same. Are public rec joggers good? Absolutely. Public rec joggers, public rec in general is a great brand. It doesn't sell as well as it used to. It used to go for like 40, 50 bucks. Now that you can get 25 to 35 depending on the size. So no, feel free to ask questions. Just my personality. Sorry, I'm really paying attention to things. I am not saying it can be over. Yeah, I think like when you start having slow sales, you like look for reasons why you're having slow sales. In some cases, it's just the market. It's just the market that's causing those slow sales. That's mean. That's not mean. It's accurate. Does the algorithm recognize Nifty's recreates as it was you doing a new listing daily? Yes. When Nifty does a recreate of your listing, it's basically when Nifty recreates an eBay listing, it's not taking the old listing and just relisting it. It's taking the old listing, it's deleting it, and then it's creating a brand new listing so you get a brand new item ID. Yeah, that Surf's joke. Went over some people's heads, but I know Surf's is probably watching in the background and he got a little giggle out of that. Anyways, Polo Ralph Lauren, waffle knit drawstring pants. That's what these are, right? 6'8", 7'8". Size medium. These have to be it, right? Yeah, they are. Polo Ralph Lauren. These are waffle knit drawstring pants. That's what's in here. Well, I know you can't see it on the camera because they're all folded up. Sold for $22.99 plus ship. These sold pretty quick too. So if you find these out in the thrift, try not to pay up for them. These are just like basic bread and butter pieces. Second, you lean into algorithms, you relieve yourself of responsibility and accountability, which is the ultimate danger. Yes. Facts. Yeah, don't look too much into it. I mean, Could it be that something is happening in the background that we don't see? Sure. But if you just keep listing, trust me, you're going to have a good sales day. Like I said, earlier this week, I sold 2 things on eBay in one day. 2 things. I have so many items listed, I sold 2 things. And if I were to think way too much about it, I could probably make up a million excuses why I only sold 2 things. And I think it's just because I didn't list last weekend. I just didn't list from Friday till Sunday. I didn't have any new listings go up. And maybe the algorithm doesn't favor me if I don't list consistently every day. But I think that that could be a reason why. Just list. Just list. Just get new items up. Why didn't that print? Oh, that's why. We unplugged this. I was like, why is that not printing? That's going to print out 2 of them. Let's see. Will it do 2? No, it only did 1. Okay, good. It did 2. I pressed it twice. All right, next item. We're going to move through this pretty quick. Appreciate all the questions. Keep the questions coming. I got it. Laughed. Good. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear you laugh at surfs. And everybody can laugh at surfs. There's some reason why this one is showing an error. Let's see. Let's see if this will work on Shippo. Sometimes the buyer address is like, they like flag certain buyer's address and it doesn't allow you to ship on Shippo. It happens like once a month. Let me see. There's like a flag on this one. 11 ounces. Oh, this is a men's Untucked shirt. Sorry, meant to show this. Men's Untucked shirt. It's a size 2XLT. You can't see it now. Sold for $22.50. It was the best offer. Nifty sent out a 10% on offer, and this person accepted. I was too focused on making sure this will ship on Shippo. If not, then I'll just ship them on eBay. Recipient address cannot be validated. That's what it says. Recipient address cannot be validated. Why could it not be validated? Oh well, we'll ship this one on eBay. I have to reach out to Shippo and ask them why it does that. Why can't a recipient's address not be validated? Oh well, ships out for $6.05 over on eBay. I think what people miss about Nifty is it's a write-off at the end of the year, so basically free. Yeah, yes and no. It's not free. You still got, it's a business expense, so that's why you can write off at the end of the year. You still have to pay money for it, but yes, you get to write off the entire cost. So, for example, buying that little tool, that little scissor tool, that's a cost. That's a business cost for me because I'm gonna use that for the business. So things like that, you write off at the end of the year. Is it free? No, but it feels like it's free because you can write off the whole amount as off your profit. It's basically what you're doing. Then the platforms where you sell, push your products, if you list them consistently, supposedly it helps with the algorithm to help push your items in search. But to be honest, just listing consistently every day is going to get more eyes on your items. Because if somebody sees an item was just listed, it's a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, and they like Polo Ralph Lauren, they like that shirt, they're probably going to go into your store and see if there's other Polo Ralph Lauren pieces. So there could be some truth in that. Like just adding new listings will put more eyes on your items that are currently listed because people are more interested in more items that you sell. For example, when I used to buy heavy on Facebook Marketplace and have them shipped to my door and resell items from Facebook, I would find somebody that was listing, like for example, the Peter Millar deal that I got. I got a huge Peter Millar deal, and I got that deal because I found one item in their on their listing page, and I went into their listings and found out that they had a whole bunch of Peter Millar listed, and then come to find out that it was a lady and her husband actually got free Peter Millar shirts because he was a professional golfer. So that little find led to more items because I actually went through their store and found some more stuff. So that's a perfect example of that actually happening. That happened to me once. What's up with that? What's up with what? Sorry, I'm all over the place with conversations. My daughter's been selling part-time for about a year. She averaged 1 to 2 items sold per day. Her closet is around 275 items. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari platforms. Is that pretty solid for working for a few hours a week? I'd say so. That's roughly 14 items a week sold. That's roughly, what is that? 56 items sold per month. And that would be over half of her items selling every 90 days. That's over a 50% sell-through rate. I would say that's really good. That's actually over 60% sell-through. I'd say that's really good. Having trouble with white in my light box, washing things out. I've tried to adjust the filters and the little sun thing. The sun thing should work, Angel, because what you're doing is you're allowing less light to come in. So Make sure the back of your camera is cleaned. So clean your back of camera. Make sure it's not all fuzzy because that happens every once in a while. Tap on the white part of the screen. If that still doesn't flush out the colors, then you have to adjust the colors on your screen. And if you adjust them up and down, they will change the colors. Like the dark blue on this shirt, if you adjust it down, will start to turn more dark blue. You're never going to get the colors to be perfect like what your eyes see, but your goal is to get it as good as you can, as close as you can to what your eyes see. I got my label from eBay. What happened? That happened to me once. Oh, what's up with that? Oh, the Shippo thing? Yeah, I don't know. I have to ask Shippo about that. And they actually reached out to me yesterday. That's a question I'm going to give them is like, why does that happen where it can't validate the address? So weird because eBay validated the address, right? I was able to ship very easily on eBay. So why does that happen? I do not know. All right. 7346. Here's some crazy sales. If you guys remember just the other day, I did like a little thrift haul with you guys from the stuff I picked up from the thrift store. This was one of those items. This is a men's Robert Graham shirt. Really good plaid colorway. This one sold for, and one day, sold for $53.99 plus shipping. I know a lot of people, I get all the time, Robert Graham doesn't sell for me. I don't pick up Robert Graham because it doesn't sell for anything over $25. That shirt wouldn't sell for more than 25 bucks. I'm going to put out a video today. I'm sure I'm going to get those comments. One day, $53.99. It really just depends on the pattern. It depends on the size. The brighter the pattern, the more crazy the pattern, the higher price your items will sell for. But yeah, one day, $53.99. I did pay up for these Robert Graham shirts. I think the average price I paid was like $20 to $25 for these. I'm okay paying up for items that are going to sell fast. And these Robert Graham shirts are exactly that. They're items that will sell fast because they have a really good pattern. So nice little sale right there. Thanks for the chat. Off to do some mining. Here's a bolo for the chat. I can't pronounce that name. Dame Women's Jeans. Look them up. There you go. There's a little bolo for the chat. I like that. If anybody else got bolos, drop them in the chat for everybody. I got a return coming as not as described. Comments was cheap and flimsy. What do you do? Report the buyer for false claims. So in that case, if the item I get is returned and it is exactly how I described, I don't reach out to eBay and complain about the buyer. What I do is I take a 50% cut of the return. So if I sold it for 30, I take back 15. I give the buyer back 15 as my shipping costs back and forth and the trouble. Or what I do is if it's not that expensive an item, I just give the buyer back their full refund and just relist it. My thing is if it sells once, it'll sell twice. So if it already sold once, sold really quickly for you, just relist it. It'll sell again. There's going to be some buyers that complain about things that aren't really true. If you ran a brick and mortar store, there's going to be people that come and return items back to you. It happens. It probably happens a lot more in a brick and mortar situation than it does online too. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. What do you do first with your items once you get home from thrifting? Or what is your usual step? So usually what we do is we stack the items up. We bring them in. Well, stack the items up like that. We bring them in and we put them here. And then we stack them up there. And then they're ready to take photos. That's what Kayla's doing over there. She's taking photos of the items behind me. That's like the process we take. I have a video, Andrea. Go watch my latest YouTube video. It shows the whole listing process. Like what we do when we get the items in, list them, all that. I have a video out for that. And then the whole... from beginning to end, how the items get put away in inventory behind me, all that's in there. Had the debate with somebody in Search Reseller Group about Robert Graham. People are saying they wouldn't pay more than $2. Yeah, it's wild. You want to see something crazy, Nick? You want to see something even crazier, Nick? You want to see something even crazier, Nick? Chat. How much did this Robert Graham shirt sell for? Just drop it in the chat. How much do you think this Robert Graham shirt sold for? Remember, Nick is saying people wouldn't pay $2 for these. He's saying that so this couldn't have sold for that much, right? How much do you think this men's Robert Graham shirt sold for? Drop it in the chat. I want to see some of your guesses, and I'm going to blow your minds. It's pre-owned, by the way, not new with tags. Pre-owned Robert Graham. It's a men's size 3XL. I'll help you out. It's a men's size 3XL. Really, really good pattern. Oh, the little sticky thing is stuck. Really good pattern, as you can see. Really good. Men's 3XL. It was listed for not that long. It's been listed for about a month. How much? I'm going to say 119. I'm going to say 55, 60, 50, 36, 100, 65, 60, 45. Man, you guys are actually guessing pretty high. I thought these are you'd only pay $2 for these, chat. This one sold for full asking price. I do have a discount on my store. Obviously, if you buy something over $50, you get a 10% discount automatically, and I factored that into this price. So this one sold for full asking price of $90 plus shipping. Buyer was all in for 97 bucks on this shirt. So if you're still passing on Robbie G's, we've been selling Robbie G's on Whatnot super cheap too, because I think people are still in that same mindset of they don't sell very well. If you get the right Robert Graham shirt, list them for $50, $60, $70 in pre-owned condition, you're going to get it. Because Robert Graham with good patterns are very, very, very sought after. And this was one of those that was very sought after. So yeah, 90 bucks. Carolyn got it right. Carolyn was the one who got it right. And it sold in, I can tell you exactly how long it took to sell this too. People probably think I sit on this for years to get that price. But I knew being a 3XL and being that really good size, I actually got this in a bulk buy locally. I don't think I got this at Red, White, and Blue. Yeah, that being a big size and being an all over print like that, I listed it super high. Let me see how long this was listed for. Okay. That's that one. That's that one. Okay. Look at this. Robert Graham, 3XL, nifty, 17 days it was listed for. Just 17 days. The other Robert Graham shirt that I just listed yesterday, as you can see, 0 days listed. It was literally listed and sold within less than a day. Sold for $53.99. So don't pass on Robbie G's. Robbie G's are not ones to be passed on. You can pay up a little bit for them. It's okay. It's okay to pay up. And I know once I put out that video later today, people are going to be like, you paid $50 for that? I'm gonna be like, first off, they're half off. I didn't pay 50. But anyways, pay up for them. 25 bucks. I'll pay 25 for a good Robbie G because I know it's going to sell well. Speaking of good sales, this is a men's Peter Millar pair of golf shorts. Picked these up at TJ Maxx. I think I paid $15 for these. They sold for $40 plus shipping. Nice little sale right there. Give me a Starbucks card. Come to the Whatnot show tonight. I actually got Amazon for tonight. So come to the Whatnot. Enter in the giveaways for tonight. You might win yourself a nice $10 Amazon gift card. Tonight and tomorrow are going to be lots of giveaways. I think we have, I want to say we have 7 gift cards available right now. We're going to go get some more. So tonight we'll probably give away 6, maybe 5 or 6 gift cards. Maybe 6, 7, 6, 7. We'll see how many we're going to give away tonight. And then tomorrow is going to be a big giveaway show. Lots and lots and lots of giveaways. Maybe we'll do a little bit tonight and do a lot on Saturday. That's probably what we'll do. All right, this one is shipping. Come on, give me my label. Last few items, by the way, chat. It's already 12 o'clock. Where has today gone? Uh-oh. Lady's barking. Any Robbie G for tonight? Tonight, Robbie G, I might have one shirt in there. I can't remember. I racked everything up earlier this week. I might have one Robbie G in there for tonight. I know another consignor is about to send me some stuff here pretty soon. And I know they get lots of Robbie G in. So as soon as that consignor sends some stuff, most likely it will be. Tonight we have really good Roar shirts, which are kind of like, they're kind of like Robbie G's, kind of. They're like embellished shirts, if you don't know Roar. We have a bunch of these. Where are they at? We got this. Polo Ralph Lauren, all over, hit on the front, little shirt hoodie. We got some Patagonia tonight. New at Tag Vineyard Vines. Where are so these shirts. We have a bunch of these in tonight's show. If you know, you know. Big, huge, embellished, hit on the back. And I think these are all pretty good sizes too. This is a men's size extra large Roar shirt. So if you don't know, these are pretty good to pick up and flip, especially the ones with the big hits on the front. I think we have like 5 of these in tonight's show, all different patterns. I think we have a women's too. This one's a really good one. It's probably the best one that we're selling tonight. The full crown hit on the back, the big embellishments. We got a bunch of polo for tonight's show, a bunch of lilies. Some what is this, a Wrangler, like a really good like Aztec Wrangler polo golf sweater. This is a alpaca and wool. I think I've sold this sweater like multiple times. Little hit right there on the front. Just a nice, like, these are coming back in style too, like the grandpa style sweaters. Yeah, lots of good stuff for tonight. Tonight's show's packed full of like really, really good stuff, men's and women's. I have a nice new tag. Robert Graham, forget the size, but I think XL. XL is a good size. Extra large is a good size. Just like there are people that only wear polo. There's just as many that wear just Robert Graham facts. And Robert Graham has everything. Everything. They have shorts, they have pants, they have long sleeves, they have everything. Everything you can want. Next up, ship these out real quick. Untuckit, men's Untuckit shirt, basic little Untuckit piece. It's just a navy blue long sleeve Untuckit, sold for full asking price, $22.99 plus shipping. Oh, I need some more bags. You know where our bags are? The regular one? Oh, they're right here. Are these the regular bags? Oh, I'm actually going to use the eBay bags for these. I got a couple orders I can use eBay bags for and just get rid of these. Hold on, chat. There we go. All right, ship these out. Yeah, Whatnot. Go follow us on Whatnot. If you haven't signed up for Whatnot, there's a link in my bio. If you sign up, you get $15 for free. There's no catches. You literally just create a new account, and Whatnot gives you $15 as long as you click my link. So, do you still sell consignments? Consignment is basically people send items to us and we sell them for them. Yes, all those items for tonight's show are all consigned. Every single one of them is a consigned piece. None of it is our stuff. So yes, but the majority of our business for Whatnot right now is consignment, although I'm starting to build some connections, wholesale connections that I can actually purchase directly from. I'm testing out some wholesale connections, and I'm probably going to get to the point where I can order a whole pallet of, my goal in the next like month and a half is to order a whole pallet of Polo Ralph Lauren polos, pants, jeans, long sleeves, and sweaters, all pre-owned condition directly from one source in a pallet, and then I just pull them out of the pallet and I run them directly out of the pallet for you guys. Obviously, they're not going to sell for as much as our current pieces do because those items are coming from like a rag house. You'll have to wash them. I'm going to make sure I describe that thoroughly before I do the show, but they'll have to be washed. There are going to be some pieces with some stains and some flaws, but that's my goal in the next year, is to have a pallet every single month, at least one full pallet. Go from a month to probably a week. Every week have pallets coming in where we can just grab items out, pre-owned Polo Ralph Lauren, hold it up, sell it. That's our goal. And then also do the consignment too. Do people tell you what they want about for each one? Like consignment? No. That the consignment is I mark off items that I know are going to sell well. So before you can even consign with us for the first time, I'm going to have you fill out an entire spreadsheet. You're going to fill out the brand you want to send in. You're going to fill out exactly what the item is. You're going to tell me what size it is. And then if you send me in 50 items, usually I approve like around 10 because the other 40 don't do well on Whatnot. And I only want the best stuff that's going to sell well on Whatnot for you. But no, they don't tell me like I want this item to sell for like $25. If it sells for 25, don't. If it doesn't sell for 25, just like end the auction. That's not how it works. We bring in the crowd. Some of your items are going to go for over what you think, and some items are going to go for under. But usually it works itself out. Our average sell price on Whatnot is 20. Right now is like 25 or 26 bucks. If you take out the kids items that we've been selling, it's like 25 or 26 bucks. So typically when you buy an item for $5 and you ship it to us after we take our cut, you're still making a good amount of profit. So that's. Yeah, I've shared this before. I'll share it again. My top consigner this year we've sold $76,000 together, $76,994 together. So that shows you that these people always come back to us because we're constantly selling items at good prices for them. So last item we're shipping out is a pair of Judy Blue women's jeans, $9.29. These sold for $25 even, 25 buckaroos. If you can get all that in motion, you can leave eBay behind. You can leave eBay behind altogether. I think so. I think I'll still keep eBay around for listing. I think I'll always have at least a rack of eBay. But to be honest, I think I can see in the last. I think most of you agree with me on this. I think when Whatnot first came out like 2 years ago, everybody was like, "Whatnot? No, Whatnot is not good. Whatnot, you don't sell stuff for good money. It doesn't make sense to bring my business over to Whatnot," and yada yada, right? You got all those responses like Whatnot wasn't there and it didn't make sense. Now the platforms are changing. I think a lot of more people are focusing more on going to Whatnot than they are even eBay in some cases. And I think within the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to completely change to where some resellers are primarily only selling on Whatnot because of the way you can move volume, how fast you get money back into your accounts. Listen, if I go to the thrift store today and buy 100 items at the thrift store, I can sell all 100 items today on a Whatnot show and have the money back in my account by the end of the day. You can't do that on eBay. It's impossible to do that on eBay. I don't know of anybody who could ever do that on eBay, but you could do that on Whatnot. And that is attracting people to Whatnot. And I think in the next, couple of years, there's going to be a lot more people selling there. And I think Next year, we're going to adjust a lot of our business over to Whatnot more, and we're going to look for ways to. The way to make that work is you have to get wholesale and you have to get consistent inventory. So by us working with consigners, us going thrifting for our own items and buying our own items, and us having wholesale delivered all at the same time, I think it's a perfect recipe to eliminate all these racks and just have pallets sitting here instead of racks and just run everything out of the pallet. Yeah, I think it's becoming now more mainstream that people sell on Whatnot. So if you start watching and buying off Whatnot, you'll be addicted. Warning, yes, yes. Even myself, sometimes I can't hold back from swiping on certain pieces. eBay's the worst. Used to be good 14 years ago. I think eBay's still good. eBay's my number 2 platform, but I think with the recent changes, they're turning into eBay. What I will say is I did apply to live sell on eBay and I got a response right away. I have a meeting with them on Monday to explain my business and try to get more insight on live selling on eBay because I see them potentially having some movement on trying to get some fashion sellers over there. So if that's the case, I'll give it a try, but I have to have a meeting with them to see if it's worth me, moving my stuff to another platform, even if it's just like one show a week and just doing it on eBay just to see. But yeah, I have a meeting with them next week. They responded to me right away. They were like, yes, we want more sellers like you. Let's have a meeting, and I have a meeting with them next week. So we'll see. I'll forward all that information to you guys too. How different things sell better on different platforms. You really have to be aware of, knowledgeable. Yes, facts. There's certain things that sell really, really well on Posh and don't sell well on eBay. Women's clothes sells really fast on Posh. In some cases, some women's clothing sellers move their same stuff to eBay and they can't sell it. Same with Whatnot too. Like there's certain brands that sell really well on Whatnot, but don't sell as well on Posh or eBay. So yeah, like Disney pieces sell really well on Whatnot. We can sell them really fast, really good money because it's Disney people are watching. They're like, I like that sweater, I'm going to bid on it. Whereas I don't think a lot of those Disney people go on eBay and search for those specific Disney pieces. They just like how it looks right in front of their face right there. They swipe on it, sells. Some Disney pieces we can't move on eBay. So a lot of young kids use Depop and Whatnot as their primary platforms. eBay isn't connecting with Gen Z. Yeah, that's another thing I'm going to talk to them about. Is I don't think they're doing a lot. Depop, I've had now plenty of conversation with Depop in the background. I'm going to be working with them on some videos and stuff like that. But they're doing a really good job promoting to the younger generation. Very good job promoting. They're working with a lot of the viral TikTok Depop creators. They're working with them on TikTok and promoting their stuff, which is great. I think eBay needs to do a lot more of that, especially because eBay has the money to do it. Maybe that's why they're taking more fees from the sellers because they're going to look at advertising more. I don't know. But yeah. Do you have to spend a ton of time on Whatnot following? Do you have to spend a ton of time in Whatnot following other people and consistently like comments and interacts to sell and build your platform? Of course. If you don't have a platform outside Whatnot and you want to grow it, the best place to grow your platform is inside Whatnot. So going from show to show, responding to people, doing shows consistently, that is obviously going to help your platform. What other platforms do you like besides Whatnot and Poshmark? eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Whatnot. Those are the 5 that we sell on primarily. So those are the ones we like. Whatnot's still growing. There's still a lot of people and still don't know about it. 100% true. And I think one thing that Whatnot did really, really, really good was their affiliate program. Their affiliate program is the most lucrative affiliate program for social media creators. It is also the most beneficial to the buyer. The fact that I can give you guys $15 for free to go spend on anybody's show for your first time, I think is the best affiliate program because they know once you buy one item on Whatnot, if you like the item you get it in, you like it, you're going to go back and buy more. And it's proven that happens. There's people that spend tens of thousands of dollars on our shows, come back every single week, and they came because of that one affiliate code. So if they didn't give away that $15 code, they would have never probably got that buyer. And I think that's something that eBay misses out on. Lulu sells on Whatnot, but not anywhere else. It depends on the Lulu piece. I sell Lululemon all the time on eBay. It's like men's ABC pants sell very, very fast and very well on eBay. But yes, there are certain pieces that don't sell and certain pieces that do.
How'd you get this for $5?
Yeah, I told you it was new with tags.
I didn't know this was new with tags.
Yeah, come here, show the chat.
I had no idea.
I thought you saw the tag in there.
No, I had no idea it was $5.
Oh, I got this for $5 at the thrift. New with tags. So Lily Plitzer. It's a women's size medium too, which is good. Little blouse. I thought you saw the tags. I said it when we were in the store. I said it was new with tags. I said, oh, $5 for new with tags, Lily. So it shows how much she pays attention. So it shows how much she pays attention to me. She's just sitting there thinking about coffee, I guess. How often do you interact with Whatnot daily? For me, I don't have to really. I don't have to interact as much as the average person on Whatnot does because I have a social media following. I'm interacting with you guys right now. And then you guys hear about my shows and come to my shows, which helps promote my shows. So I'm in a completely different circumstance. And I get why, some people are going to be like, oh, you're only successful on Whatnot because you have social media following. And to their response, I always say it took me years to build this social media following. So instead of building, if you want to grow just Whatnot, take the same amount of time it took me to grow my social media following and focus that time on Whatnot, and you'll be just as big as I am on Whatnot in a couple of years. But yeah, I don't really have to because I have this. So where do I find your Whatnot code? Linktree, link in my bio. If you go to my Linktree, I think it's like the fourth or fifth link. It's the sign up. It's the buyer code, not the seller code. There's a seller code too. If you guys ever wanted to sell on Whatnot and try selling, if you sign up through the link in my bio for the seller code and you get approved, Whatnot will match your first $150 in your first 7 days of sales. So if you sign up, you get approved in your first 7 days. If you have one or two shows, you sell $150 worth of stuff. Whatnot just gives you $150 for free. So sign up with the code too. But there's two codes. There's a buyer code that gets you 15, and the seller codes get you 150 potentially, depending on how much you sell. Any restrictions on here yet? Yeah, I already have restrictions. So I've been saying all the bad words that I'm not supposed to say because I already got restrictions. I got it like right away today. Is the amount, and by the way, we have a Whatnot show tonight. The stuff that we showed, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be selling that whole rack. And then tomorrow night's all North Face and Patagonia. So if you need some jackets, some sweaters, we got you. I got a bunch of down jackets I've already seen. I still got 2 boxes I have to unload too. It's an odd amount of returns on ABC pants. I don't get too many returns on ABC pants. But maybe it's because they're like a tight fit and people never wore them before and they don't know they're a tight fit. Maybe. I don't know. If the amount of eBay buyers switch to Whatnot, they would blow eBay out of the water. Facts. That's one reason why I want to try eBay live selling, because right now they're pushing it to the main page. They're trying to get people over there. And there's a lot more buyers on eBay than there is on Whatnot. So if that takes off, could be good to be over there too. So that's why I want to give it a try. I'm always looking for other ways to, get our name out there. So you have to sell within the week, the 150. I accidentally clicked and had the plan to sell. Yes, it has to be within the first week. So if you sign up to that link, you're going to get approved to sell. You have 1 week to sell $150 worth of goods. If you start selling like 2 weeks later, you don't get that $150. It's only within your first week. Yeah, you can follow the site. I think I'm good, Katie. I don't think this account's going to get banned. I think now what they do is they just restrict your views. So yeah, that's the new thing. They're not banning people. They're just restricting them from going to the For You page.
Got it too.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah, it just popped up on my phone.
That is weird.
And we got to go race on Monopoly Go. Anyways, appreciate you guys hanging out. That's everything shipping out today. I won't be live tomorrow. We're going to be live tonight on Whatnot, so make sure you come hang out. Even if you just come hang out, we're going to give away Amazon gift cards all night tonight, so make sure you come out. Amazon gift cards tonight. It's stuck to a receipt. Amazon gift cards tonight, so make sure you come out. You can just win $10 gift cards if you see anything you like. Of course, swipe. If you haven't signed up, there's a link in my bio. Sign up, you get $15 for free. And I'll have like a little short coming out today. So you're not ignored. I see you, Amy. I see you. I should have a little short coming out today. And other than that, I'm probably going to chill most of the rest of the day and just do some listings. So appreciate you guys hanging out.